Are you building a business that runs on systems, or are you just building another business that you can't escape? Because here's the truth. Most entrepreneurs think that they're building a building of freedom, but what they've really built is a prison that looks like a business. So let me ask you another question. What if you could flip that? What if instead of a job that drains you, you had an engine that books your calendar, builds authority, and runs while you live your life? Because that's exactly what we're going to break down in this podcast. I'm going to show you why the old tactics are dead and how the personal brand funnel works, plus how AI and content can turn you from unknown to an authority and a celebrity in your industry, even if you're starting with a small audience or starting from zero. Now, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the 5 beliefs that are holding you back, the system that replaces them, and the exact first steps that you can take today to build a business that actually works without working yourself to death, trading a 9-to-5 for a 9-to-9. So, welcome to today's Passion to Profits podcast, and we're going to be talking about how to build a personal brand.
Yes, sir.
You ready for this one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Come on. Come on.
So shout out, we got what do we got here? This crazy camera.
Oh, yeah. Today we're filming the main podcast shot on the FX6, and we have our dual FX30s getting Arturo's shot and my shot as well today.
Yeah, for sure. And so this has been one of the podcasts that it's been a long time coming, and I've been really wanting to make this one for a long time, so I'm excited about this one. And so when you think about creating a business, there's usually nothing standing in your way except for us, right?
Yes.
The limitations that we put on ourselves are the weights to hold us down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like day in and day out, when I was starting my business, I would take so much time like, well, I need this camera. Well, I need this equipment. I need this editing software. Oh, well, so-and-so colors their stuff like this. Well, I need a box van for all my gear first. Like, why are you so focused on getting a box van when you could just take your phone out, start recording, and start putting your message out there? Because, I mean, progress loves speed. So ultimately.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So that leads into the first point, which is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today, right?
Right now.
Right. And so getting started, most people, man, they struggle so hard with just getting started. And I can remember I was waiting tables at the Southern, and I just wanted more out of life. I knew that wasn't where I was going to be for a while. I had done everything that you could do in the service industry. Waited at hotels, room service, bartender, waited tables. I was the top salesperson. So I had that gift to communicate and to do sales, but the vehicle that I was in just wasn't taking me where I wanted to go in the fulfillment wise. And sure, I learned a lot of skills doing that, but I started and stopped so many times. And I was in this vicious cycle of it's kind of like an S. It's like, oh, I started and it got hard and then I quit. It was like, okay, maybe this isn't it. And I kept doing that, and it turned from an S to a vicious cycle of me having a great idea, starting something, and then stopping. Quick break. This is actually just relevant to what we just talked about. If you're running an insurance agency and you're doing $500K every single month, you're probably bleeding money right now and don't even know it. $847,000. That's how much the average agency wastes on a yearly basis on a broken system, while a 19-year-old kid just made $400,000 using something that most agencies have never heard of. Look, I know this sounds like BS, and I get it, but here's what's happening. Smart agency owners have stopped buying leads 2 years ago, but instead what they did was they built AI engines that work while they sleep. So while you're spending $40,000 a month on garbage recycled leads, these agency owners are filling their pipeline. Their calendars are filling automatically. Their agents only talk to people who want to buy. And the difference, they're playing a game that's completely different. My friend, I'm Arturo Johnson, and I've helped over 1,200 insurance agents and 500 agencies make this exact switch to the tune of $100 million of issue paid business using an AI infrastructure instead of lead vendor dependence. So if you're tired of the lead vendor hamster will, and want to see how the top 1% agency owners really operate, here's what I'm doing. I'm offering a free strategy call later on this week. No sales pitch, nothing really to break down but your business and show you what's possible so you can stop renting growth and, more importantly, start owning it. So look, there's a link in the description if you want to. No big deal if you don't, but you need to move fast because I'm only working with 3 agencies a month. But here's the truth. AI won't replace you. It's the agency owner using it. Now back to the episode.
It's like that one meme where you see 2 guys digging underground and the one person's already turned around and he's like just before the diamonds.
Yes.
And the other person's like looks so much hungrier, like he's a little bit further away, but you know, we always turn away from the things that life wants out of us. And sometimes you just have to go with the flow. I remember working before I'd moved to LA and came back. I remember working at Chipotle out of college, and I started on the line. They moved me back to the kitchen where I was cooking. I did some dishes. They let me do everything besides touch the money. But it got to a point where they were like, "Oh, you're doing such a good job. We want to make you kitchen manager. We're gonna promote you. We're gonna get you going." And I'm like, I'm moving out to LA.
Yeah.
I got a few ideas. I know they're not 100% in certain. I know this kitchen manager thing's great, but the potential that I have in me, day in and day out, I have people telling me like, "Oh man, what are you doing here? I can't wait for you to leave." I feel as if every single job, people are like, "Oh, you should be doing what you should be doing.
Yeah.
You need to be doing your calling."
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if people will yell at you with signs to follow your dreams, but the only thing that's going to stop you is you.
Yeah, that's so good, man. And, you know, people can't see your vision either, right? They don't know where you're doing. And when you become ambitious in the current circumstances and situation where you're at, a lot of times it's a mirror to other people where they're like, "Oh, you think you're too good to work here? Oh, you're better than us now." And it's like, no, I just have bigger dreams, bigger goals.
Yeah.
This is good for who I was becoming until now. And now it's a new chapter, right? It's time
Absolutely.
to turn the page. And I think that most people, even with social media or their business, they keep turning the page this way, but then turning it back.
Absolutely.
They
Let
have a
me
dream.
reread that.
Yeah.
Let me reread that. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
You got it just fine. Keep
Right.
going.
Because again, we don't struggle with a lack of information anymore. We struggle with application. We have an implementation issue nowadays because you can find out anything you need to know with ChatGPT now.
It's at your fingertips. The entirety of human intellect and beyond is at your fingertips.
Yeah. And so again, going back to people turning the page, they turn the page, they go out, they try, they bump their head, and then they're like, "Oh, it's a crisis of meaning of, oh, is this really what I need to be doing? Maybe I can go back." And they kind of stay on the fence. And when you're playing the middle or you stand on the fence, like you're wasting so much time. And so timing isn't the issue. The opportunity is the issue. Is that we keep going back and forth instead of just burning the boats and going all in. Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to quit your job and start the business. But again, you can get rich part-time.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I did. And but I burned the boats. I was like, I gave myself a cutoff time that by the time this day had happened, I needed to make sure that I was out of there. I had set a 90-day goal that I was going to be done, and I surpassed it. But timing isn't the issue, is the thing. It's getting ready to get ready, going from 0 to 1, ruminating over, going all in. And that's the biggest thing that holds us back. And I know you can attest to this, right? You just finally made the plunge.
Finally.
Right? And so let's just talk about that, because literally you're going all in, and it's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a lot of moments when I was finally leaving my full-time job, which it was something that was closely aligned to what I'm doing now. You know, I worked at a camera store, which I loved a ton, but I wasn't truly reaching my fulfillment. I also saw the light and ambition in a lot of customers' eyes that I was starting to feel fade out of my own. And I mean, we as humans, we don't want to leave our dreams behind. We don't, and that leads a sense of, like you were saying, a sense of envy, seeing someone else go and push for their dreams. Like, well, why are they doing all this? Why are they just showing off all this stuff? In reality, I was noticing those projections come out. You know, like I'm not living up to this level that I've set for myself. So you have to start taking those steps. Like, all right, well, let me get a piece of gear there, start building up what I need to go full time, start building up that clientele, start building up my knowledge and know-how so I am fully capable to do those things. Did I take some times off? Only when I was doing other jobs. So I was working to an ends, and everyone there knew that. Even the moment I did my interview, they were like, we envision you probably not staying longer than 5 years, assuming that's what you were wanting to do. Continue to freelance, keep doing your thing. So I put it in the beginning so they know, and if anything, that's a reassurance to myself that I'm not here. I'm not a 20-year kind of person here.
Right.
I'm not a 30-year stipend. You know, we're not going to throw a 40-year congratulations.
Yeah.
Which those are great. More power to you. But me personally,
Yes.
you got to follow with what you want to do. And sometimes that's moving to LA for some change. That's working with huge brands like Hulu, Netflix, TikTok, and then coming back. And then I have people saying, well, are you going to go back out there? And then I realized the video's right here, man.
Yes.
What I have to present to people, what I have to present to clients, what I have to present to businesses, I know that that's just as valuable as what you can get on set of LA. You know, I sponge that information in. I try to take it in not only in LA, but also when I'm working at my camera store job. I listen to the things that people aren't that great at or things that they're trying to get better at. And I'm like, okay, this is something that I know that's a need. That's something that I can fulfill in the market.
Yeah, so good. And it's funny that you said that because my transition statement is, if timing isn't the issue, then what is? It's execution.
Absolutely.
It's like we got to execute. And in regards to personal branding and building your business, most people are like, my content stuck. My content sucks. That's why I'm stuck. But that couldn't be further from the truth because, I quote, bad content with the system beats great content with no system. And you can see that right away, right? Like when I first started this, bro, I was not good. And I posted it. You can scroll back and see it. I was not good.
You got to show the progress.
But I built a system by doing it, which was we consistently shot. It went from like every Tuesday to every Tuesday and Thursday to like now I'm trying to shoot every day if I can, right? And it isn't that your content sucks. It's that people don't have a system with what they're doing, right? And it wasn't until I got the system, right? Like now, once we get everything set up, like yesterday, I ripped off 30 videos.
Just bang, 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 bang. Switch outfit. All right, let's run it back. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
I mean, once you do create those systems, that level of quality is in the system itself. So once you start putting your ideas into it, the quality's there. You don't have to worry about quality every single time you do a video, as opposed blanket system, run your content through it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Because a lot of times it's not about talent, right? It's about structure and repetition. We see it in the NBA, right? A lot of guys are talented, but on a night in, night out basis, you can see who really loves the game, who really puts their heart into it, who leaves it all out on the floor. And if you are around me, I may not be the most polished, I may not articulate the best, but I am an executor. That's one thing that you'll learn from me.
And you're passionate.
Yes.
You know,
the passion is what drives
you put that forward, and I feel like that reads so well often. Like the authenticity, you can't fake being passionate. People know when you're just like, oh yeah, I do this thing here and there, like, okay. And then you find someone like, yeah, man, last night I was diving into this deep dive and I was taking notes and I was seeing if we could bring it today. Like, oh, this person's having fun and they're profitable.
Right. And by the next day, it's like, dude, I've already made these scripts and let's shoot these right now. And so again, it's not about talent. It's about structure. And if you've got the right personal brand funnel, the right system, you cannot be good. I'm a witness to that. You cannot be good and still make a ton of money in this industry. And I think it's John Wetmore. He says, get better later. Just start doing more.
Just do it. You and the funny thing is, I feel like that quote's almost ironic, is the more you do it, the better
you
get.
get.
It's like everyone's like, oh, it has to be perfect before I post it. Like, dude, you don't own the Forbes Instagram page.
Right.
You have your own personal brand, and you got to start with that first step. And that first step, it's like the first pancake.
Yes.
That first pancake is rumored to be the worst pancake that you're going to make. And that second one, all right, a little better. Okay, get rid of a little bit of the crispy brown sides. Flip it over. It's a little better. Third pancake. Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Nice, fluffy. It kind of goes with the butter and the syrup.
Down a little
Turn
bit.
the heat.
When it starts to bubble,
You fix your
that's
system.
when you flip it.
Yep.
Right.
You fix your system a little bit. Oh, I've been cooking this too high.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I need to be a little more patient with the pancake.
Yes.
You got to be a little more patient with yourself.
So now let me cook. See, the thing is most people want to be good before they put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned this from Myron Golding, is that mastery is to effortlessly execute without the use of conscious resources. And the way that you achieve mastery is in the doing and not in the knowing. So often we want to look professional without failing forward, and the path illuminates the greatness, the polish, the skill illuminates out of repetition.
Yeah.
So in order to get great, you need to take a lot of shots.
I have this heavily, I'm actually about to getting kind of teary-eyed with it. My great grandpa has a quote, pastor who raised me, nothing beats a failure but a try. He's day in and day out. I would, us as young black men and like 9 into early adolescence, like 14, 15, we get so frustrated with the very smallest of things, like, oh, I had a bad day at football practice, or these kids were hooping better than me and making fun of me, all these things. And he's like, at least you're out there trying. And I would always get discouraged by that, because I feel like a lot of people say, well, at least you tried, and it would always be a term of malicious intent.
Mm-hmm.
But I started to rework that. Well, at least I did try.
Right.
Because I could have not. I could have just stood back, waited for the perfect opportunity.
That's so good.
But I tried.
Yes.
And nothing beats a failure but a try. And I was
nothing beats a failure but a try. That's a bar
from
right
Reverend Ganaway.
Yes, from Reverend Ganaway. Shout out to Reverend Ganaway. He gave us, that's the gym, wherever you at, bro. Thank you for that one. I think that with repetition, right, the success, the polish, the skill set, when you show up on camera that you look elite, comes from all the reps that you do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, again, turning the page, most people who struggle to get from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 2 is they're waiting for the perfect time.
Yep.
They're waiting for the perfect sign. They're waiting for the perfect moment to have all the gear. Mm-hmm. They're waiting for the perfect lighting. They're waiting for to have this nice backdrop. Mm-hmm. And you don't need the perfect time. You just need to get started,
you need
right?
to get started. I feel like, if anything, you starting will send the sign to other people. If you go to the end of your road and you don't see which way to turn, create that sign. You make your decision. Someone's like, oh, this is a path that someone else took. You could be the person to do the thing that not many people would take that jump. Like, oh, the path less taken, let me start putting some footprints on it. And then a few people start walking down that path. Suddenly you're a leader in your field because you decided to make a decision that not everyone would do.
Yeah, man. And I think that getting started is the most important thing, because anytime you get started, you always wish you would have got started earlier. Mm-hmm. And Zig Ziglar has one of my favorite quotes is, he says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start in order to be great. Mm-hmm. And that's so profound, because you just need to get started.
Absolutely.
Everybody sucks in the beginning. It's unpolished, and everybody started where you are.
Yeah.
No followers, right? No customers. Mm-hmm. With the menial resources that you have. But again, that journey is really, when you make it, you have to go back across that bridge for people to trust you anyways.
Absolutely. I remember I'm so glad you said that, because I remember working at the camera store where I'd have these high schoolers, like, who are juniors, seniors, like, yeah, man, I got this wedding job. I'm trying to get this and this lens. I'm like, man, I wish I could buy that and that lens. Are you serious? So I even see myself like, why didn't I start when I was 14? Why did I wait till I was in college? Why didn't I was playing around with iPads. I could have asked for this instead of a gaming console. I could have got a camera instead of this. And then I have to think, like, I see people who are also 50, 60, like, hey, I'm trying to get into making YouTube videos and I have no idea how to do it. So no one started at the wrong time.
Right.
They're just starting, and that's the right time.
Right.
Today.
Yeah. And that's the big thing is even if you get started, do it messy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because again, the journey is the illumination happens as you take the steps. And most people want to do it perfect. They're waiting for the right time. They're waiting for the right sign. They don't get started. And then they start worrying about, well, that's easy to say, Arturo, you don't have an audience. But when I started, I didn't have an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was looking. 911 followers on Instagram.
Yep. You don't open up Instagram to, just made an account. I have 250,000 followers. Great.
Right.
Let's get started.
Yeah. I was posting. And one day I wake up at like 8 and I'm like, what is going on? And my one post has gone viral. It ended up at the end, 102 million impressions. And I gained like 65,000 followers from one post. And again, the thing is you don't know which post is going to go viral. You have no idea. And so worrying about a big audience, it's like, don't worry about that because you suck already. You suck right now anyways.
You suck
so
right
you don't
now.
need everybody to know how bad you are. You need to practice for free to an audience of 2 or 3.
Yes.
That's a bar right there.
Yup. Get this man in the studio.
Come on. And so, not having a big audience is the other piece. But I think the most important reason why people have a setback from that is because they don't have the right messaging to their audience, right? They don't have that down. And clarity, I quote, doesn't come from thinking. It comes from creating.
Yep.
And so the only way that you're going to figure out if your messaging is correct is by throwing a lot of jabs.
Yeah.
Right?
You're never going to know where the hook's going to be if you don't open up that pocket. Just opening up that point like, oh, there it is. There's that hook. And you finally get something that catches. You're like, oh, people like when I talk about my experiences. Oh, that took a lot of throwing a lot of things at the wall over and over and over to make sure it actually works.
Yes.
So it's those repetitions that, that's what really hits the heavy bag in the long run.
Yeah, and it's so true. And I also want to double down on this because with 911 followers on Instagram and probably 1,200 subscribers on YouTube, I ran paid ads to a VSL funnel and I did $10 million. And it wasn't until I realized that going all in on the personal branding, shout out to Alex Omozy for just beating this to death, that I realized that if I invested in my business, reinvested that into AJC instead of Meta INC, that I could build something that nobody could take away from me. Because Facebook ads could go down, emails could go down, you could lose your Instagram. But if I build my personal brand, right, build my reputation where everybody knows me, that even if I'm off of social media, I walk into the gym, I go to the grocery store, somebody's like, oh man, you're that dude that talks about insurance, you're the leads guy, king of leads, right? And so once I started doing that, man, that was the best decision that I ever made. But again, you don't need a big audience to make a bunch of money.
No. You just have to resonate with yourself and your authenticity, put that out there. And the more you put yourself out there and people resonate with that, it doesn't matter what you do. You could sell a t-shirt, they'll rock with it. You could sell stickers. You could sell life insurance. You can sell video packaging. You could sell camera equipment. You could sell little RC cars. If they rock with the man who does all of it, the man or woman who does all of it doesn't matter what they do. They can open up a storefront in their local town. They can open up an online shop. You have a customer because that person feels like, oh, this is my friend, Right. You don't want a bunch of people to be like, oh, well, can I go to this business? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to this place. That's my homie.
Right. Exactly. The reason why most people, most entrepreneurs, most business owners struggle with content is because they're trying to project somebody that they aren't, or they're trying to talk to a thing that they don't have the most expertise. So you kind of have this imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And the easiest way to eliminate that is to talk to your younger self.
Yes.
Right. And I heard this from Omar El Takori, but it was on Brad Lee's podcast where he said you need to stop creating content and become the content. And man, that was so freeing, because now I'm only talking to an audience of one. And now not only that, but now I have content that is one of one.
Yep.
Because online, if you are talking to everybody, you're talking to no one.
Not a single
And so the easiest way to create content is to just share the experiences of the things that you either earned or learned, reflect on, you know, the decisions, the failures, the ups and the downs of that journey, and just share it.
Yeah, and just be real about it. I feel like too many people are trying to be as polished as possible, and that comes with the trying to keep everything perfect as opposed to just putting it out there. Just be yourself, and the people who resonate with you will come, as opposed to trying to be what people think that you need to be, because the people that you pull in from that, those aren't going to be your people. Those are going to be people that are aligned with this image that you've created, but that's not you. As opposed to that, just go all in with you, bet on yourself, just dive in. This is me, this is my story, this is what I'm trying to do, here's my business. And you'll have people who rock with that.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
That's who they want to be at the same time.
100%. And everybody isn't your customer anyway. I think in the beginning, we just want everybody to buy. So we want to talk to everybody. And then we also think this limiting belief that if we niche down, we're cutting off ourselves from everybody. But nobody wants to work with a jack of all trades and a master of none. It's like if you needed to have brain surgery, you wouldn't go to a general practitioner. You want to find the best doctor that specializes in doing that. And not even that he works hard. The guy who comes in, he only works 1 to 2 days for 2 hours a week and plays golf. That's the guy that I want doing it. And so the reason why I say that is because the reason why you need to get your messaging down is because now you're talking to an audience of one and your content is one of one, but also you don't need a big audience to win.
Nope.
And I've already proven that. And so if you think that you need 50,000, 100,000 followers, oh, I only got 200, I only got 500, I only got 1,000.
Think about a room of 1,000 people. If you could go and talk to every single person in a 1,000 room filled with just 1,000 people, if you had to talk to each person, it would take a lot of time. It would take so much time. But we see 1,000 views on a video, we're like, oh, I only got 1,000 views. X and X's are getting, they're getting 1 million here and 100,000 there. Each person who watched that video, what if they felt something? And what if each person reached into your DMs and was like, hey, I'd love to learn more? 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That's pretty life-changing.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because now that I think about it, there's a book called 1,000 True Fans. But honestly, just to get to 6 figures, you only need 100 true fans out of those 1,000. But like getting 1,000 views on a video, sometimes we can just get frustrated about that. But 1,000 people is a lot.
1,000 people is a lot of people. I wouldn't want 1,000 people in my house.
Right. It's 1,000 people. So it's like, it's not like in the grand scheme of things, 100 people, right, being true fans, it can make you 6 figures, and 1,000 true fans can make you 7. And so don't worry about the numbers. What you need to focus on is worrying about connecting with the small audience that you have. Because if you nurture, you engage, you show up, and you lead from experience, people will naturally gravitate to you. And if you deposit enough value into them, eventually somebody's gonna be like, man, I've been watching your content for so long. I just need to join your program just because I feel like I owe you.
Yeah.
I've had that happen so many times. And so what this does is it brings us back to the core belief is like, you don't need any of this stuff to get started, right? So it's not too late.
Never.
Your content doesn't suck. Your systems do. You don't need to wait till it's perfect, because there's never the perfect time. Like today, right? It's not the perfect time. People coming in and out, babies crying, sinuses acting crazy. We got new cameras, fixing lighting, like all of that. And guess what? We still do the podcast.
Yep. Probably some of the best like clips back and forth too.
Easy.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's real. Like
so real.
It's so crazy. Jaden comes in and says what's up in the middle of the podcast. It's like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
All right, I love you. I'll see you later. It's like, no, man, again, there's not a perfect scenario. And I did not really embrace that. Shout out to David Shan.
Yes.
Right?
With his inner circle
Yes.
in Atlanta.
And we went down there and this is so off topic, but I think it's important to share. So we go down to the podcast summit, not knowing what to expect. And I'm excited because I'm going to meet some cool people. But the biggest thing I took away from it was he had a mastermind at his office. And I know when you set up things and people come, you want it to be at its best and you want it to be perfect. And he had both his kids there, 8, 9 o'clock at night, where it's like they're ready to be bed. And that's probably dad's time. And he's trying to talk to all these 6, 7-figure entrepreneurs, and the kids jumping off the stage, round and around. And
just testing gravity.
Yes. And he's still talking through the commotion. But the thing that I noticed was that he still operated in the chaos, and nobody was bothered by that stuff. And I was like, man, if there's one thing I can pick up is starting to relax when the real stuff in life is actually like happening. That was like the biggest takeaway, because I was just so rigid and just like flipping out. And I still got snappy today because I was just like really trying to bust out this content because I'm trying to get some traction. And it's like, man, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Because there's no perfect time. There's no perfect moment. You have to just take action regardless.
Yep.
And so I guess that just leads into what brings us back to the core belief that, man, content creation is the most reliable and the fastest way for you to achieve wealth in today's time, because content creation is wealth creation and it's word of mouth on steroids.
Yep.
And so
it's a business card that just keeps on getting better every time you post.
And I heard somebody say, Omar said this is the least known and the worst at contents you'll ever be. And the only risk you have
that resonated so
at
heavy.
being good or being great or sucking is if you choose to not take action and execute.
Yep. The conscious action to twiddle your thumbs is the inaction to make the money you want to make.
Yeah. So true. So yeah, man, this has been a good one. Is there anything else you want to share?
Man, I'm just happy we get to do this. You know, I'm really, especially after leaving the camera store. I mean, I guess I'll share this. I know when we came back from Atlanta, I had that conversation with my employer about like, hey, I think I'm leaving here and going full time with a lot of this freelance work. And it wasn't I'm surprised. It is about that time, isn't it?
They knew it was coming.
So a lot of people in your life are ready for you. When are you ready for you? Because you got a life worth taking and you got to grab it.
Right. And to that point, I don't want you to leave out the most important part to this. Is that like the opportunities that are waiting for you?
Yes. The day my last day was on a Friday, and I had a shoot that next Monday where I would normally be, clocking in at my 9 to 5. I have a call time at 8, so it's a little bit earlier. It's a little earlier, but it's for Puma. I'm working with NBA stars, and if anything, it's similar to this. It was a podcast shoot, and I was running around doing a lot of the things that I normally do. So I'm like, I am qualified for this. Little unbeknownst to me, I've been qualified for this.
Yeah, and all of that was a one-on-one situation.
Completely one-on-one.
Right?
Yeah, just truly existing. And like, hey man, we need another camera operator for this shoot. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I said yes to it like weeks ago. Like, oh yeah, it's for Puma. So-and-so's gonna be there. And now I have some originally signed shoes that have never been signed by those two athletes ever.
Yeah, and then there's one of one because both of them signed a different shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's so good. And I guess we'll wrap up on this one. Is the message that I got from that is, whatever you desire, whatever you're trying to do, it's so much better than you can even think of when you step out there. When you bet on yourself, it's so much better. It's kind of like when you plant an apple seed, you don't just get one apple, you get an entire tree.
Yep.
When you bet on yourself, there's so many other things that you can't even fathom, you can't factor, you can't plan for, where opportunities just come out of nowhere. And honestly, they've just been kind of sitting there waiting on you. And you start thinking like, man, I wonder how many other Nike shoots I could have been on.